of his father, brothers filled with hate, coat of many colors draped across his face. Dreamed of suns and moons and stars that bow before his face. His brothers saw the vision and they couldn't take the weight. Stripped him of his colors, threw him in the waterless pit. 20 pieces silver traded him for benefit. Sold him to the Gentiles while they sat and broke the bread. Told his father that his beloved son was dead. Falsely accused and thrown in chains, the innocent confined. But God was moving underneath the surface of the grind. Every pit was preparation, every chain was by design. He rose to Pharaoh's right hand, second ruler of the line. Sold for silver, thrown into the deep, raised up from the pit, exalted in his sleep. First time they rejected him, they didn't know his face. Second time they bowed, he wept and gave them grace. Now open up your eyes and see the shadow in the story. Joseph was the preview, Yeshua was the glory. 20 pieces of silver, then they upgraded it to 30. Same transaction, different century, the parallel is dirty. Thrown into a pit with no water, that's a burial. Raised out of the ground alive, the pattern is empirical. Falsely accused but seated at the right hand of the throne, ruling over everything, exalted and alone. Brothers came the first time and they didn't know his name. Second time they trembled, he was never quite the same. Israel rejected Yeshua the first time that he came. Second coming, every knee will bow and own his claim. Joseph fed the very hands that sold him to the pit. Yeshua saves the very ones who tore his flesh to bits. The colt became the cross, the pit became the grave. The one they threw away was always meant to save. Sold for silver, thrown into the deep, raised up from the pit, exalted in his sleep. First time they rejected him, they didn't know his face. Second time they bowed, he wept and gave them grace. It was never just about Joseph. Every pit and palace was the preview of his glory. From the coat stripped off his back to the garments cast by light. Every detail in the story, every thread was not forgot. Sold for silver, thrown into the deep, raised up from the pit, exalted in his sleep.